What's up, guys? All right, check it out. I lived in Nicaragua for over a year, so I'm gonna break this down. This video is for expats, people who want to live there 2 to 3 months to 2 to 5 years. Also, if you're a tourist, probably skip this because this isn't for people who are on vacation going for 1 week. I'm gonna break down housing, food, entertainment, dating, everything. Is it still good in 2026? Nicaragua, right? A lot of hype right next to Costa Rica. So let's hop into housing. Okay, this here's a con. I'm gonna start off with a con, guys. I'm sorry, that's just the way it's gonna happen. Housing is the same as in Panama and in Costa Rica. You're looking anywhere for a decent place with air conditioning and in a decent neighborhood between 800 to 1200, okay? Now you can get that all included with internet and your AC, but all those stories you hear online about, oh, I can live for 200 to 400, you can, in the blazing heat with no air condition in kind of like a little shoddy area. It's not the best living quality. Internet really goes on and off. I've tried living in those. So we're starting off, starting off strong here with a con. Housing isn't the cheapest, but I mean, you're also living in paradise, so you have to remember that. But let's go right into a huge pro, and that is the food, okay? Now, this is where you're gonna save money on the high cost of living, I call it, in Nicaragua, because of that, all the places I've rented. But I do have some tips on how to shave off some cost expenses and how to find places. But let's get into the food. The food absolutely is a 10 out of 10. So no matter where you go, the food is actually cheaper. If you're a tourist and going to obviously the most expensive places in San Juan, Granada is super cheap, but mostly in San Juan and any place on the beach, you're gonna pay beach prices. But if you're like me, I'm pretty frugal when I travel. Obviously you can see I don't edit. I love street food. It's fresh. It's everywhere. They have beef, chicken. If you're on that carnivore kind of meat-based diet, I mean, I was eating for $5, $6 a day, and I was getting 150 to 200 grams of protein off of barbecues that they would just cook up right on the street. Okay, so obviously I ate at the best places in that country had to offer, but then once you start living there for a while, you're like, okay, I'm not spending 30, 40 bucks a day, and I dropped it down to, $5, $6 a day. And I like to work out and I like to get my protein and things like that. So $5, $6 a day, you can live off of very easy. You do have to buy water. I don't drink pop or anything like that, so I drink water. You have to buy your water because you can't drink it from the tap. So that is the biggest pro that I have. They don't have a huge variety of food, but the food that they do have, especially beef and chicken, is basically caught fresh. Like, I can't get over how amazing the beef is. Like, I've been to a couple restaurants there where, I mean, you could get a ribeye $7, $8 at a restaurant, and a drink. Like, it was unbelievable. So I'm gonna hop into San Juan. That's the touristy place. You go on YouTube, you go on TikTok, you go on any of these places, San Juan's the place to be. It really isn't. It's a one-stop shop, guys. I lived there for a few months. Huge mistake. When you look at all the videos, it looks gorgeous, and it really is. When you go there, like, it looks gorgeous for 1 second. But when you're there, the beach is about a 5-minute walk, and the other beaches that are next to it that you have to take a taxi to are also 5 to 10-minute walks in total, okay? So San Juan looks beautiful. Right on the beach, there's about 3 or 4 bars, 3 or 4, not 100,000 that they say on all these other videos. They have amazing seafood. There's no nightlife. They have one nightclub, okay, if you're in that kind of stuff. But I will say that they do have about 4 or 5, bar, restaurant-y kind of places that have like live band music, things like that. And that's always going on during the week. There's always something kind of going on. The town kind of dies out around 10 p.m., which is weird for a vacation spot. If you're a backpacker, I'd say this is the place to go. They got a ton of hostels, and they got a ton of people who live in, got their backpacks on, and they're just traveling the world, right? So they stop in San Juan for a bit, and they make sure everything's all good. There's a couple like rave type of things. That's not my style, but in San Juan, it's pretty good. How is the Wi-Fi? Had some problems with Wi-Fi. So the infrastructure there is a bit shoddy. Okay, so I've gone, 1 week, didn't have any problems, but I work online and I do Zoom calls. So when you're doing Zoom calls, I noticed on the daily, it would freeze maybe a second or two, and then it would kick back in. I can't have that on my work, so I had to do all these things and figure it all out, and ended up using my own SIM card off of my phone from North America to fight that battle. But hey, you got to do what you got to do. I'd rather do that than live in North America. So that is the few things right there. So that's San Juan. And then you go up a little bit, you're going to hit Granada. Granada's great. I lived there for, I'd say 2 to 3 months. If you don't speak Spanish, you're going to have a hard time. They have one strip of all restaurants. This place is amazing if you're on a date or you're with your wife or your girlfriend, whatever. It's amazing. They got so much food and they got entertainment there. But when you're actually living there and you've done all the volcano hikes and you already saw Lake Nicaragua, things like that, it can get a little boring if you don't speak Spanish. So I had to hop out of there. I went through Managua. Not a place for me. Crime is real there, guys. I'm gonna hop into safety in a second. Managua definitely is crime. You can go there on a bus tour. They'll give you a tour around there, but I suggest highly not to be walking around there alone. You're not gonna get like smoked or nothing like that, but you will get pickpocketed, and you will get, some people might hold you down and pick your pockets. Like that has happened to people. I've met so many people on my adventures. They told me, they didn't rough them up or nothing. They just pinned them down. This is in Managua. Mind you, this is the capital, okay? Managua, stay away from it. So I passed through there. Now I'm headed to León. León is my favorite. León is not a huge city, but it's action-packed. It has enough things to keep you busy as an expat. And Las Peñitas Beach, which we're gonna hop into, is absolutely gorgeous. So León, they take pride in their baseball. They're the #1 city for baseball. Food there, absolutely amazing. They have all the restaurants, all the expats. They have all the volcano trips, things like that. So you can keep busy. Huge savings here. I found out, I lived in León probably 6 months. What you do is, you don't live downtown, okay? You just go on the outskirts, which is about a 10-minute walk. People think it's all crazy because the infrastructure when you're walking and things like that, but it's not that bad, okay? You start finding these barbecues, and I go to the gym. That's it costs me $35 a month, which is a great deal. There's supermarkets, just 10-minute walk outside of downtown, extremely safe. Okay, so León is extremely safe. Zero worries in León. Okay, and then on the weekends, when I wasn't working, I head off to Las Peñitas. Now this is a quiet beach. If you want that big giant beach party type of vibe, this is not it. But it's such a big beach where, it's not a 5-minute walk. Let's put it that way. Like San Juan. San Juan was 5 minutes. Las Peñitas, you can get lost walking. It gets hot. They do have a strip of restaurants and hostels, kind of compact all together, but it's way bigger than San Juan. Tons more fun. You can do a lot more exploring. And it's just, Las Peñitas needs more credit than people give it. They have some of the best food that I've ever tried. And, I would rate it a 10 out of 10 if you're not into that party scene. If you are in that party scene, I guess go to San Juan, but don't believe all the pictures and everything that you see on the internet about San Juan. But let's get into Toña. Toña is the beer there. I feel like Toña needs its own separate video. So Toña's $1. This is why I feel like I need to talk about it. It's $1 at the most expensive restaurant. It's $1 at the cheapest restaurant, and it's part of the culture there. When you're there, you're going to be seeing trucks and cars and buses that have Tonya signs, Tonya this, Tonya that, Tonya everywhere, because people can afford it there, right? It's part of the entire culture. So when you do go there, get yourself a Tonya, get yourself a $1 beer. Absolutely a blast. People, they walk in with a bucket of $5, and you know, everyone's having a good time. But listen, I got a ton of stories. I'm just starting this channel up here. I traveled, across Central America. This is my Nicaragua story. I could go deeper in some few things if you ask me in the comments, but let's see what I got. If you want to know about Panama or Costa Rica, I got a few videos, but I got a huge one on Buquete if you are looking at it. Talk soon.